I think we all saw this coming. Sam blew up the transmission in his 21 F150, supercharged, lots of racing. Today we're headed up to Richardson Performance, Scott Richardson in Pennsylvania. He's gonna rebuild this transmission. So when it goes back in, we should never have problems with it again. If you'll remember, Scott rebuilt the trans. They're both 10R80 Ford transmissions, and he rebuilt this one, and we've raced a lot since. It's a 2018. No problems. It's freaking awesome. So we're basically driving up, letting him do that as fast as he can, headed back down, about to throw it in the tank. Sam is so lazy that he wouldn't even come down here and help me load this up. So I've bribed Mason, my mechanic next door, my buddy, with some sausage burritos from McDonald's. We'll load this bad boy up. We'll be at Scott's in just a second. 8 hours for us, about 5 seconds for you guys. All right, Mason. You said this was light. How do we do this?
Just grab and throw it in there.
All right, let's go. Oh, Lord, I'm going to get a hernia. Oh, wait a minute. I already have a hernia. Dadgummit, Mason. What are you doing? Shut that thing so we can flip the tailgate up. I know you drive a Chevy. You won't know how to do that. Oh, he's figuring it out, guys. He's a master mechanic.
Well, y'all got to sit on this, get it in there or something?
You sit on it and rotate.
So it's magic, guys. Just like that, I got Brad to drive 8 hours up here to Pennsylvania to see our guy, Scott Richardson. He's going to take care of us on this transmission. If I'm lucky, I'm going to talk Brad into driving back tonight 8 hours because I don't really feel like paying for a room. So
He ain't paid for anything else.
I'm gonna pay for this. We're gonna go in here and tear into this thing. So we're gonna show you the full teardown process on this 10R80. This is out of a 21 F150, obviously. We've torn one apart of Brad's before, but we didn't show everything. This time we're gonna get a little more detailed. I'm sure there's gonna be some carnage. Let's find out if I'm better at tearing them up than Brad, because that's a pretty high bar he just set.
And this is the only guy that can tell us what's what.
Hey, I brought you this because you're a man and you're 40 and you need it because your feet start hurting when you stand too much.
Yeah. So we're gonna pull this pan off. After we get the pan off, we'll be able to pull the valve body off and everything. As soon as this pan pops off, we'll kind of know what the situation is that's going on with this thing.
How many of these have you built at this point? Like, just tell me a guess out there.
A couple hundred.
Couple hundred.
Yeah, a couple hundred this month.
Say hi to Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. So the 21s, they're a little different. The trans cooler is mounted on the side of the trans.
It was right in there, yeah.
Yeah, instead of being mounted underneath. It's still coolant cooled. Other than that, the valve body's a little different. The earlier ones didn't have the hydraulic park. This is your hydraulic park. This shift lever really does pretty much nothing. It just moves it out to get it out of gear, and then when you slap it back in, it hydraulically puts it in park.
So that's like when you open that truck door, it automatically puts it in park for you now, and so that's it's what that's doing for you.
You better hope it is. The internet's gonna roast you.
Not the first time.
So how do you know where all these bolts go back in?
So it's real complicated. All the bolts that you need to take out have an arrow. Even a caveman could do it. See that arrow? There's an arrow there. There's another arrow right there.
Okay, I got you. It points at it.
So all the ones that you take out for removing the valve body, they're all 8mm. So you just take all the 8s out. The rest are to separate the two halves of the valve body.
We're just trying to show you guys how to do this because I know a lot of you guys are going to take this on. Like, we almost just want to take a transmission build on ourselves. So easy.
Yeah.
So we got the valve body off. You can see your magnet has a decent amount of material in it.
Okay.
We'll get the pump off. After we get the pump off, we got to pull this sensor out, and we'll be able to pop the front support out of it and start tearing down the top half of this thing.
All right, Sam, how did you know this was bad?
So I'm going to be very technical. The reason I knew that this trans was bad is because from first to second or first to third felt kind of like boom, you know, and it would just slam you
Boom
up.
or bang?
It was a bang, you know, it would hit you in the back, you know.
Okay.
And then from 4th, 5th, and 6th, it was slipping so bad it was like.
That sound
Yeah,
about
What did it sound like again?
It didn't make that sound, but
What'd it
you
feel
could
like?
just tell
What did
that
it feel like though?
the transmission was inside thinking, God, I don't want to change this gear.
Does that
You know?
sound about accurate?
That sounds pretty close.
All those gears were screwed, and then when you were cruising on the highway, when it would switch from 9 or 10 back down to 8, it would always clang into that one too. So this transmission's definitely toast.
This thing better be torn up because you're talking a big game about how crappy it's supposed to be.
We're gonna pull the big boy out and throw it up on the table. Alright, so here is your A clutch.
Mine aren't that wavy.
No, yours definitely aren't as wavy. Brad, you got a small win here. You did it worse.
Definitely.
On the very top.
Tell me what I'm looking at and
So-
what's bad.
So this is the A clutch. Right now, I don't really see anything going on with the A clutch. There's no signs of heat. So your issue and your, what did you call it? Your banging.
Banging and you know, so
Yeah,
like where it's slipping.
it's not in A. You aren't getting banged in A yet.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right.
It's a small win.
We're popping the shell out. We're just taking the shell out, and this is where it houses all your clutches, the CDF drum that everyone knows it slips, which you can see that your F clutch is actually roasted pretty bad. You know about that because yours was black and brown as well. Actually, yours was black, gold. Yours had every color,
My
blue.
drum is still silver,
Yeah.
so I didn't transfer anywhere.
Yeah, you actually had this all gold
Yeah.
from all the slipping.
You promise you know how to put all this back together.
Can't promise that. I can guarantee that. I've seen a couple of these planetary sets. They've had heat. Obviously, there's no signs of heat here, so your planetary set is fine. No signs of damage there. Slip the CDF drum.
Oh, the old slipping of the
Slip the CDF
Yeah,
drum.
good job. That might have been the banging in the rear.
Yeah, it was pretty tough.
Wasn't the low back.
No, it was more like.
All right, so this sleeve normally sits up here. This drum did not slip that. You can kind of see the difference.
Oh yeah, it's
Where
right up
that-
under the dot.
Yeah.
This one's
And
down
that's
like
what I
that
was-
blame quarter-inch.
Here.
Yep, that big old gap.
Yeah, it should be all the way up to the line, which is why I was doing all sorts of weird stuff, getting hot.
That is the main thing you see, I would assume. Is
Yeah,
that,
that's the main big issue now with those.
So
Yeah.
could he have just ran some Lucas oil and it would unslip it though?
No,
no, that's not gonna.
that's not gonna
It's not
fix
gonna
it.
That's what the commercial said. I
Yeah.
put seafoam in there
Does-
twice.
So the magic sauce, when you go back together, what makes a Scott Richardson transmission better than a stock transmission?
You get a brand new CDF drum, and then the D and F and C steels are modified, and you get GPZ clutches. So, and then
GPZ clutches?
yeah,
I
they're
don't know what that
Rebestas
means.
GPZs.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, so it's a performance frictional.
I have those?
You have those.
Oh my lord.
And there's an E drum down here, which we'll get to, but all the newer builds get a modified E drum that allows more thickness in your steel
Okay.
to allow to deal with heat better.
Yep.
So you get an extra clutch in C, an extra clutch in D, and then an extra clutch in F. And yep, everything in this drum gets one extra, and then this clutch gets one extra also.
I've been giving my 18 heck racing. Like, I don't think I started without warming it up and then racing it. And it's been bulletproof since we left here a couple years ago. So probably 10,000 miles, well, probably 8,000 miles, but about, it's got a lot of racing in it, a lot of road, like street pulls and 60 to 120, 130s on that thing. And it just, I mean, we wind it out every single time. And we got a very aggressive tune on that transmission as well. So like we're pushing it to the limit, and the trans he built for me has been bulletproof.
You can see there's some hot spots. So it was slipping C,
Yep.
good and toasty. What you did do was lock these clutches to this drum.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't, this will end up having to get some work to get it to come apart. But yeah, so
That's totally toasted.
yeah, which is probably another one of those reasons why it was acting even more goofy, because it's acting like it's engaged.
It basically had an issue in every gear shift, period. So, with that clutch locked up completely, I'm sure that's...
Yeah, it's gonna make it do weird things, like slamming you in the rear.
In the eighth pack.
So this is E.
That is
Toasty.
Yeah. Does that one always look worse the way it's concealed anyway?
No, honestly, it doesn't normally look that bad. I'm imagining that it probably got, that bad just because of the fact that you're making a little more power, but it had a line pressure loss from the drum. So any signs of slipping somewhere else, normally with a 10-speed, it portrays elsewhere. So it starts to get, if it's slipping in one pack, typically it starts to hurt another pack.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, pretty much. What does that mean?
I just got him to quote that.
What does that? I was
Turn around.
I was like, I don't even know what that means.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely when I see you never coming around. Don't put that in there, Andrew.
Hey, Scott.
Whoa.
We gotta go, dude.
I was just trying to watch your video, man. Dude, I just helped you make money on that video.
Like how much you think?
Probably at least $20, right?
That's how it works.
Yeah, like 1/1000th of $20, or maybe even like 10,000th of $20.
Is that better?
Oh, hell, we just made. You could probably watch videos all day and we wouldn't make that much.
This is the E clutch. Obviously, we know this swing's burnt, but we want to see what it visually actually looks like. How bad is it burnt? That's pretty bad. You were towing a trailer with this thing?
Yeah.
You're abusive. Didn't you say you went to the mountains, or you went camping and you had to go some back trail stuff?
Yeah. So I believe my trans got the worst damage on a camping trip. Basically, the river washed out the road, so to get our camper out, we had to go on some service roads, hunting roads, with the camper attached. And at one point, I looked down and saw 255 on the temp gauge, so I let it cool down at that point, and it was a little bit easier on it, but it was pretty abusive on the transmission to pull that thing out of there. I mean, we're talking very steep inclines. Some of it was just gravel road, but there were parts most people would definitely call off-roading, and I took my camper on it. So that's probably where this happened at.
Slip beam. There's some slip points in here. All just the black burns. So it just has burns in there. So and then you got your burns on all the rest. So this also has your one-way clutch, which doesn't seem to have any wear. Well, maybe it does have a little bit of wear. You can kind of see it's kind of like rough. And this is smooth. So it might have been getting ready to break one of these. I haven't seen a 21 break the one-way clutch. 18 up, I've seen a decent amount of issues where these broke. When they broke, it would lock on and you would literally get first, second. As soon as it would try to go in third, it would lock up the whole trans, act like a trans brake come on. So like you're going like 25 miles an hour, and then it would literally lock, and like the car would literally come to a dead stop, and it would downshift back to second and would start moving again. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That would
18.
really be one of those bang, like the bang in the back of the bang. That would be a good one.
That would be a bang. Obviously, your truck made a little more power than stock, so you can contribute some of the slipping from that. But the main source of your problem is your CDF drum slipping. And you got to think, basically, all your passages for these, it takes this and it moves it and allows fluid to go places it's not supposed to. That's your big failure.
I just said that like I knew, like I was like, yeah, that's dude, definitely what would happen.
You ruined one. You're kind of like an expert now.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about what you're going to do to make all this work.
You just have to trust the process.
Let's just trust the process. You've got to focus on the game.
Yeah, you just trust the process. You send the trans to me. I handle it. You get it back, and you're good to go.
While we're here, I saw something pretty awesome here. I kind of knew what it was, but I wanted to get specifics from him. But I didn't realize this. I guess I should have. Scott does a lot more than just these trans builds. He's the best at the trans builds, and everybody on the internet can argue with me, but he's the best. Tell us what this is and what you're doing with this. This is our buddy in Tennessee, Brad Flynn.
Yep, so this is his RPG 5.2, it's a stage 4. It's rated at 2,500 horsepower, so...
that's a lot. Don't race Brad.
Yeah, don't race Brad if you see him in Tennessee, because chances are he's...
packing.
Yeah.
Scott does all kinds of stuff, and you have a Mustang that does what in the quarter?
It's been 775 at 175. I just kind of got it out there. It has... me and Brad pretty much have identical engines, just different cam setups. So
that's
without giving it away, I've been 775. Obviously, this is a single cab truck, but it should get down.
If you want to get some work done by Scott, tell me the email address. We'll put it right here on the screen.
Yeah, so it's richardsonperformancellc at gmail.com.
We'll drop it down in the description as well. Hit him up. He can walk through your project with you and see if it's something that he can help you with. I'm sure he can if you're trying to make a lot of power go fast and be awesome. Is that about it?
Yeah, you can find me on Google as well. They have a messenger on there, or Instagram, whichever.
The Google.
Yeah, the Google.
I'm going to attempt to drive all the way back now, and here in just a second you're going to find out if I actually made it or not. 15 hours of driving, about a 20-hour day, over 1,000 miles. And I made it back all in one piece. Got Sam delivered home. I guess I've got another 35-40 minutes to go, but I've had about 400 milligrams of caffeine. Next video is Sam's truck. He'll have it hopefully back up and running. He'll probably show you the details of that in the next one before he gets it back on the road, and hopefully I'll get him to race something of mine very soon so I can beat him again. Guys, thanks for watching. Do all that stuff you do with the subbing and the liking and the commenting, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.